Hey, good morning, everyone. Scary here. I had a special request from two subscribers to talk more about the times I spent on Cape Cod, Massachusetts that summer in 1985. And they wanted to hear more about this guy, Geno, the cook. They thought that this guy was a trip, the guy with the tongs. And I said, well, I got so many stories about that summer. I mean, I could do a series of them, like part A through part Z. And they said, well, you just got to do it. You got to talk about it because this guy was hilarious, the way he talked. And I said, you could imitate people, and then I know I can. I mean, I've been told that. I just have a way of doing that. But anyway, I had two subscribers say, hey, we want to hear more about this guy Geno and your life and times on Cape Cod. And I said, okay, I can do that. So I'll do a story. And this is a true story, actually. Every one of these stories is accurate. Sometimes I'll change the names a little bit. I'll keep most of them accurate, but change the names for those people that are probably still alive and well. And I know most of them are gone. I know Geno's probably gone. Someone told me he died back in the early 2000s, but he was probably in his 70s by then. But this guy was a trip. Anyway, so I'll talk a little bit about that. The restaurant that I worked in, it was a seasonal a surf and turf restaurant. I'm not going to name the name. I won't do it, of the restaurant, but there was two of them. This was a satellite location, and then further on down the Upper Cape, there was another one that was a bigger location. And that was year round. But the location that I worked in a town called Dennisport, was it was the smaller of the two. And a lot of steaks, a lot of burgers, a lot of chicken, and seafood. Not a lot of seafood, but some, mostly steaks. All right. And I was a new guy. I was a seasonal helper. I came in there from Cincinnati in the spring of 1985. Got that guy. I left Cincinnati in the end of '84. Got established, found a place to live, and I applied there. Anyway, so let's get on with the story. So the season's over. I met all the guys. It's just the restaurant manager. His name was Graziano. We called him Graz. I don't think he's still alive. I don't know. I haven't been back to Boston in years, but I imagine he's probably gone because he was way overweight and probably, he was just anyway. Well, his name, we called him Graz, and his girlfriend, her name was Marcia. She was a trip. She was a fucking trip, Marcia. Italian girl, long shoulder length, black hair, dark eyes, big boobs. Slender build, and that hung on Graz all day long. I don't get that part though. I mean, this was in my years where I was still learning human nature. This is where I started learning about sugar daddies. So Graz was a sugar daddy, and Geno was a sugar daddy, and they had these girlfriends that were smoking hot, smoking. And I figured it out now that I'm older, I get it. These guys had a lot of money. They had a lot of loot. They had investments, they had toys, they had stuff. And what do women want? They want security. I'd say 80% of them go after security. You could be the nicest guy in the world. I know I'm getting off track. You could be the nicest guy in the world. You can treat them right, give them whatever they want. But if you're a pauper and you're making less than $100,000 a year, forget it. You can hang on to her long because she's going to go after the guy with the money. So Graz had the money, Geno had money. So anyway, so let's get to the story. The end of the season, they had what they call the fishing/booze cruise. And they did it every year. And this is my first time. I'm 25 years old. I'm still green around the horns. I didn't know anything about this and never been out in a boat that big. And so we meet at this there was a saltwater river called the Bass River, and it separated Yarmouth Port from Dennisport, and it was a thoroughway through a lot of boating, a lot of private yachts, lobster boats and going back and forth inland to the Nantucket Sound. And the Nantucket Sound's a body of water between Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard and Cape Cod. It was a giant body of water. It's like a bay, but twice the size of a bay. So you get to the middle of the Sound and you can't see land. That's how big it was. So anyway, we met on the Yarmouth side, Yarmouth Port side, on this boat. Now this boat was probably 50, 60 feet long, and it was a fishing boat. I mean, the captain had his captain's cabin, where he had his steering wheel, all his instruments and stuff in the front of the boat, and in the back of the boat was this huge area where we can all hang out, drink alcohol, and fish. And that's how it was designed. It was a fishing boat. It was like a touring fishing boat, if you will. I mean, I can't explain it. I'm sure there's a name for it. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. So I get down there, and Marcia and Gratz, Marcia was there first. Gratz got there after she got there. And it was me and another guy called Andrew, who went to Boston College. I just knew that. He was the kid that brought back the prime rib that night. And everyone called him Drew. He just went by Drew. And if Gratz was mad at him, he goes, "Hey, Andrew!" He would give him shit. He hated Andrew. He liked to be called Drew. So, excuse me. 6 o'clock in the morning. Had to get 3 cups of coffee and me to get started. But anyways, so I was the first one down there. Marcia's already on the boat. And she's underneath this. The captain's there doing some checks and stuff before the boat leaves the dock. Well, Marcia's there underneath the cover where the captain's pilot area is, where the boat is, and she's got a blender going. And the blender, the liquid in the blender is bright red. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is she blending? She's like, lifting the lid up, look down, and next to her is a bottle of vodka, big jug of vodka, the real cheap stuff. I mean, the well vodka. If you don't know how bartenders call it, the well scotch, the well bourbon, the stuff in the well in the bottom, it's the cheap stuff. And then the top shelf bourbon and stuff is behind them up on a shelf. That's how you know the difference between the well booze and shelf booze. So anyway, she's got well vodka. She's dumping it. I think there's equal parts, and it wasn't supposed to be equal parts when you're doing Bloody Marys, because that's what she was making, Bloody Marys. You should have had like 1/3 vodka, the rest tomato juice. But no, she went half and half. These things were strong. And she goes, "Hey Gary, good morning." It's like, what did I say, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. We were supposed to meet at 10, but I got there a little early because I lived in Dennisport. So I was right there out there first. Everybody else lived either out in Yarmouth or Hyannis. Anyways, so I was the first one there, and she's blending up these fuckers. Now I'm still drinking a cup of coffee, and I got a donut, and I'm just sitting there waiting for everyone to show up. And Marcia goes, "Did you eat breakfast?" I said, "Just this donut." She goes, "Good. You don't want to eat a lot of food before we go out on this thing, Gary." I said, "Why?" She goes, "Because you'll see. Everyone's going to be out there drinking. They're going to be drinking out there. They're going to be drinking. And of course, after they get some of my stuff before we leave the dock. I'm telling you, Gary, people are going to be puking over the side if they ate breakfast. It happens every year. It's funny as shit. I don't eat breakfast. Gratz doesn't eat breakfast. Geno, he'll show up. He won't eat breakfast. We all know. So I didn't eat breakfast. I had just this donut. And she goes, "You got to try one of my Bloody Marys, Gary. You got to try one." I said, "I've never had a Bloody Mary in my life, Marcia. I don't even know the first thing about a Bloody Mary." She goes, "It's really good. I got them made just a specific way. I put tomato juice in there, V8 juice, so you got your nutrients in there, Gary. And then I have, vodka. Not a lot of vodka, just a splash." Well, I know it wasn't just a splash, because when I was walking off the dock into the boat, she was just dumping it in. So I didn't want to insult her. And she's thinking, "You put a little celery in there and you dump some hot sauce in there. It's really good. You can try it, Gary." So I tried this thing. I'm like, oh my God, it tasted like gasoline. I didn't finish it. I drank maybe half. I didn't want to insult her, you know. And so when she turned her back, I just dumped the rest of the vodka and tomato juice in the drink, you know. I'm not drinking this shit. She goes, oh, you liked it? You want another one? I said, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to wait for the gang to show up. Well, Grotz shows up a little while after she shows up. He pulls up and he's got a late model Camaro all rusted out and shit. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, it was, you know, the late models Camaros. It was like a 67 or 68 Camaro, and here it is, 1985. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, Grotz, that's all he drives a piece of shit, you know. So he pulls up and he gets out and he's got a 12-pack of beer with him under his arm, you know. And then right after he shows up, a couple of the girls that I didn't know all their names because I was new there and they were regulars. They came back every summer. A couple of the girls, the waitresses, they showed up. I didn't know. I knew their name, but don't ask me to remember them now. It's 40 years ago. They show up with their alcoholic beverages and they get on the boat. Hey, morning everyone, blah, blah, you know. And then Geno pulls up. Now he's got a truck. Geno's truck was probably, I think it was like a 1975, 76 Ford Ranger pickup truck. It was a pretty nice truck. It had a couple dents, but you know, it was red. It was a nice truck. Anyway, next to him, and I've heard stories about Geno's girlfriend. That's all I've heard since day one in this restaurant. I'm going to backpedal a little bit. There would be guys saying, wait till you see Geno's girlfriend, Gary. Smoking. She's a little Portuguese chick. Wow, man, she's smoking, Gary. Wait till you see her. She's compact. She's compact. She's got it all put together. This is kid Drew was telling me this because this is his second year doing this. And he goes, wait till you meet her. And that's all I heard about the first 3 months of working in this restaurant till we got the tail end of the season. Well, first time I met her, she gets out of the truck and he puts the hatchback down. He puts the truck lid down the back and they pull out this giant cooler filled with whatever Geno drank, bottled long neck Budweisers. That's all he drank. And this thing was jam-packed in ice. No lid on the cooler. So his girlfriend grabs one handle, and then Geno, he grabs the other handle. They're hauling this cooler out to the boat. And they go, boom. He goes, Gary, I want you to meet my girlfriend, Tina. Tina, this is Gary. He's new with the restaurant business. He don't know shit. He said he was a waiter before he came here. He don't know, but we showed him the ropes. And I'm just staring at her. I'm like, she goes, hello. Hi, Gary. I'm Tina. Nice to meet you. And she was gorgeous. She had this shoulder-length black hair, straight black hair, dark eyes, full lips, perky breasts. I haven't seen the back yet. Because she came walking this way. I'm just thinking, oh my God, what's she packing? What is she packing? She turns around to go back up to the truck to get some stuff out of the cabin. And Drew and this other kid, Mark, they're nudging me. Watch this. So we all look, and she's walking away. She's got this chick, 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 chick motion to her ass. Now, it wasn't a big ass. It was a little peanut, but it was proportioned perfectly. She was just put together like a little machine. And I'm thinking, I said to Drew, how did Geno land this? She's gorgeous. She's perfect. And she was like 5'3", sweet as she could be. I mean, a sweetheart. What a smile, nice full lips, cute little peanut ass on her, nice little pert boobies. Smoking. And I said, Drew, how old is she? He goes, Gary, she's your age. She's fucking your age, Gary. She's 25, 26 years old. She's a baby. He goes, you'll see how he landed her after the party. Because after the boat gets back in the dock every year, Tina makes a bunch of hors d'oeuvres at Geno's place. He lives in Hyannisport. You'll see. You'll see how they live. You'll see. So we go out. Now the whole crew's there. There's probably about 7 people on the boat. And we go out. Geno's knocking him back. He goes, once we got on the boat, he goes, boom, boom, boom. Takes the caps, the bottle tops off these beers and puts them in these beer holders on the boat. He was a threefer. So he sticks one in there, he sticks two in there and starts working on one. The first one didn't have a chance. The first one's like, dong, 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 gone in 4 gulps. Lets out a hellacious belt. Now we're ready, And then Drew says to him, hey, Geno, where's your tongs? Hey, funny guy, shut the fuck up with the tongs. They're at work. And Garage says, did you clean them? No, fuck, I don't clean those things. They got buildup on them for a reason. You guys are funny about the tongs. Shut the fuck up already with my tongs. And I said, hey, Geno, why didn't you bring them? Hey, Gary, shut the fuck up with the tongs already. You know, first Pete and repeat. Let's just concentrate on drinking and fishing. They started busting his balls early. And I knew right away they liked busting Geno's balls because now he wasn't working. So now we get out. We're maybe 3 miles out into the middle of the Sound, Nantucket Sound. And the captain of the boat comes around and goes, everyone's got life preservers. You can put them on if you want. You don't have to. It's on you, but keep them near you. And so I put a life preserver on me. And Marcia goes, you fucking amateur. You amateur, Gary, you pussy. You fucking pussy. Gross goes, take the fucking preserver off, Gary. You look like a fucking moron. This boat ain't going down, ain't going nowhere. Take it off. So I took it off and stuck it back where it belongs. I felt like such a dumbass. And so we drop our lines in the water. We're sitting there fishing. I was me and Drew and this other girl. I forget her name. I'll never remember her name. It was too long ago. She's fishing. So the 3 of us fishing. Marcia's drinking and smoking her cigarettes. She smoked Cool 100s. Nasty menthols. Oh my God. I'm fucking nasty. And I smoked too. I smoked Marlboro Reds. But I mean, and I brought a pack. And she's smoking these cools. And then Gratz, he's smoking a big fat cigar. Of course, it went with the body because with the fat ass. He's like puffing on this big old Cuban cigar. And then there's Geno at the other side of the boat. Smack. And all Geno's concentrating on doing is drinking alcohol. If he drinks 8 to 10 beers a night cooking, and he does, he's going to go through all 20 beers in that cooler. So he's just sucking them down. And every now and then he looked back and said, hey, you guys all doing okay over there? You guys getting hungry yet? You guys getting hungry? And he's enticing everybody because he knows. Like Marshall said, you don't want to eat. Well, the boat's doing this, you know. The waves aren't that big, but it's only like 11 o'clock in the morning. And the boat's doing this already. Well, we're going up and down. I didn't take any Dramamine, motion sickness. I didn't take that. Gross was telling me about it. He goes, oh, you need to take some Dramamine before we go in the boat on Saturday. Get some. I didn't bring any. So the boat's doing this, you know. And I'm feeling kind of, you know. Maybe it was a Bloody Mary. My stomach's starting to churn a little bit. And I'm thinking, what the... That fucking feels weird, you know. I don't feel like I'm sick, but it was cool. The first one to puke is this chick. The girl that was with us fishing. She's like hurling over the side of the boat. Gratz is laughing. He goes, I won my bet, Geno. Geno goes, fuck you, Gratz. Hey, make sure you get it in the water. I don't want any puke in the side of this boat. All right? So Geno's watching her puke. She's sitting there going, ugh, hurling chunks of whatever she ate for breakfast. And Geno's right there going, look at this shit. Hey, someone get a camera over here. I want to get a picture. I forget to bring my Polaroid. Shit, God damn it. He's watching her puke. He's loving it. He's laughing. He's narrating the whole thing. Everybody get over here and wash these chunks out coming. Looks like I saw some bacon come out. That's what Geno was doing. I mean, the guy was fucking out there. I thought I was sick and twisted. This guy was gone. Gone. And so there was a chunk of, she said he saw a chunk of bacon come out. And now Geno's up to beer number 7. And it's floating on the top of the water. And he goes, God damn, I wish I brought my tongs. I would have reached down there and grabbed it with my tongs. And we all started laughing, talking about his tongs again. So needless to say, none of us caught shit. Actually, I take that back. Drew caught a sand shark. Now, for those who don't know what a sand shark is, it's like a regular shark, but they don't have teeth. And this thing, he pulled up, and it was probably about, I'm just doing this for the camera, but it was probably about 3 feet long at best. They called it a sand shark. And he didn't swallow the hook. It was caught in his lip, you know. And when he opened it, he got him near the boat, and the shark's mouth is wide open. And there was no teeth. And I said to Gross, I said, this shark doesn't have any teeth. He goes, well, no shit, dumbass. It's a fucking sand shark. Their teeth are under their gums. Under their gums. So he got the hook out, threw the fish back. We didn't catch shit. So now this chick was puking. I admitted I hurled. Going back, the ocean started getting more rocky and more. It was just crazy. It started getting real rocky, you know. And you could see the overcast started coming in. The fog started coming in midday. And I got sick. The donut came up. Geno goes, you all right there, Gary? You okay, you big pussy? What did you have for breakfast? Marcia goes, he had a donut. Oh, poor baby. You had a donut? That's all. It's coming up. You lost the donut, Gary. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. Will this guy ever shut the fuck up? You know? So to make a long story short, the boat gets back to the dock. I'm spent. I'm sweating all over the place because I just puked 20 minutes before we got back to the dock. This little chick looks like she's a ghost. She's white as a sheep because she was really sick. And all she wanted to do was go home. So, I think her boyfriend was waiting for her at the dock. So she said, I don't have it in me to go to Geno's house today. I don't have it in me. I think she was a junior. She went to MIT. Real smart kids go there. She went to MIT. That was in Boston. And she waddled back to his car, and they got in the car and they drove away. That was the last time I ever saw her because the season was over. She was a cutie pie, you know, but she was really sick. So he drove her home. But we all get back to our respective cars. Now, I wasn't going to drive because I had already had 2 beers in me and a Bloody Mary. And I was feeling a little buzzed because, I mean, I was a lightweight. I'll admit it. I was a lightweight back when I was 25 years old. I couldn't hold my booze. I just couldn't. So I drove with Geno. I drove with Geno, his girlfriend, and in their truck. And I'm sitting on the far right side. And Geno's driving. After like 10 beers, he's driving. I said, Geno, you okay? You okay to drive? He goes, Gary, I could do this blindfolded. Don't you worry about it. Mind your business, all right? I can handle this. Mind your business. It's my truck. And then Tina is to my right, and she smells so fucking good. I don't know what she had on, some kind of a body wash. Oh my God, she smelled. And she put her hand down my leg. I had shorts on. She put her hand down my leg and she was rubbing it a little bit. She goes, Gary, are you okay? Did you have a rough time out there? Geno said you were sick. Were you sick? I'm thinking, oh, don't take your hand off my leg. Oh, don't take your hand off my leg. Leave it right there. Don't take your hand off my leg. And she took her hand off my leg. And she goes, I just wanted to check to see if you're okay. I'm thinking, oh my God, I just came in my pants. Really? You had to put your hand on my leg? So that's a joke. I didn't come in my pants, but I felt like coming in my pants. If you've seen this girl, if I had a picture of her, but I don't. That's before cell phones. I had taken a picture of her. I shared it with all you guys. God damn, she was gorgeous. We get back to Geno's house, and he's in Hyannis. Was he in Hyannis? I think he was in Hyannis. You should have seen his house. It was right on the water. He had a spread. It was like a ranch-style house, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 3-car garage. The truck, he kept it out in the driveway. He opened up the 2 other garage doors. The third garage was not, it was all, you know, just stuff. He had a couple of refrigerators in there, I'm sure packed with beer. And he had a bunch of other tools and stuff in that side. But in garage number 1, he had a Mercedes-Benz. And I remember the model. It was a 450. Convertible, hardtop, removable hardtop, Mercedes. And then in the middle, he had a Camaro, just like Ross, but it was a perfect shape. It's like a 71 Camaro. And the house, I mean, it was not a mansion, but it was nice, you know, and it sat right on the water. Anyone who knows anything about coastal property, you're paying big dollars. That's why I said to Gratz. Gratz said, I told you. I told you. Didn't I tell you he had a nice place? That's why he's got that puss. That's why he's got her. She saw the money. He's got money. He doesn't look like much. He drives around in that piece of shit truck of his. He tries to entice him. He's got a great personality, Gary, but I tell you what, when you see his spread, you're hooked. And she saw his spread, she was hooked, and she's all over him. They've been together 3 years. Excuse me. Tina made these little crab salad dingy. It was real crab meat with real lobster meat. I mean, until you've tried real crab meat and real lobster meat mixed together with some kind of a Thousand Island dressing, and they put it on a cracker. Oh my God, they were delicious. That's what she made. She made those, and she had little finger sandwiches. She made finger sandwiches. She did all the cooking while we were out in the boat. Nothing heated, just all finger food. And we sat back there. We sat on his deck. He had this beautiful deck that overlooked the Nantucket Sound. And I said, Geno, how can you afford to live here? Gary, don't you worry about it. My mother and father were wealthy. They left me a lot of fucking money. I invested it right. And I came up from nothing. Oh, you came up from nothing. They left you an inheritance. That's all right. They left me an inheritance. My old man was rich. So was my mom. She was rich. She came from a rich family. I was the only child. That's how I have what I have. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it, Gary. Let's just enjoy the day. And we were just fucking partying our faces off. And I finally looked at Gratz. I said, how many beers has Geno had? He goes, Gary, he's had Pat 15 beers now. I've never seen him with 15. And he never appeared drunk. I feel bad for the guy's liver. He never appeared drunk. And every time he turned around, so he was sitting there. Tina was still in the house. Tina never came in the sun. She was real fair-skinned. She never came in the house. So I never went on the deck, very, very, very seldomly. But she came on the deck to take, plates back. She was a really good hostess, And every time Geno got done with the beer, he'd suck it down, he'd hold it up behind his head. And when this first started, I didn't know what he was doing. He held it up behind his head, and his hand would grab it. Her hand would come back out of the back, grab it, and replace it with a cold one. So not only was she smoking hot, a compact 5'3" little mermaid with a peanut butt, nice boobs, not big, not small, just perfect. Oh, I forgot to say something. I was going to reframe, but I'm not going to now. She had a black t-shirt on that day. Now, the boobs were small, right? I know, this is not politically correct because there's probably females watching this program, but we're all adults here. The nipples stuck out like this, like little secret searchlights. And you can only see them like that when you could see her profile. And the first time I saw her turn in the house, I'm like, oh my God! And Gratz looks at me, he goes, yeah, right? Right? Did you see that, Gary? Did you see that? I said, yeah. He goes, did you see that? Don't let Geno catch you looking at her. Don't let Geno catch you looking at her. He's real territorial. Don't let him check. Don't let him catch you, Gary. Now, Gratz was as fat and big as Geno. Geno, he was all about territory. That was his little queen. And she would do anything. She doted all over him. That she had these little nipples that stuck out, about poke an eye out with one of these things. Anyway, this is going to be several parts of this thing because this story can go on. There's more to this story than today, but I don't want to go past a half an hour, and I think it's pulling up on 23 minutes. Oh, no, it's past that. It's in the 30s. So I'm going to cut out now. I'll come back and revisit this on the next episode because this story is connected to like 3 or 4 other stories about Geno and his crazy ways and stuff like that, and the crazy living on Cape Cod. We had a nice time out there. I learned a lot about people that year. So, thanks for stopping by and seeing my channel. Thanks for putting up with this long ass episode because it was kind of long. I'm going to invest in a microphone real soon because I know my voice goes in and out, so I'm going to try to get a microphone. But hey, you all have a fantastic week. I'll catch up to you later. Peace out.